good day, good people, good view people, good YouTube people on social media. This book is incredible from Sharon L. Lachter and Dr. Greg S. Reed with the Napoleon Hill Foundation. Think and grow rich. 3 feet from gold. Turn your obstacles into opportunities. Updated and expanded anniversary edition. Forward by Mark Victor Hansen. So I'm going to give some quick nuggets about this. Chapter 17, Willpower and Desire, when properly combined, make an irresistible pair, Napoleon Hill. So don't quit. I think this is crucial if you have a home-based business or an e-commerce site like myself. We're a private member business community. Without mentioning the name, you know about it. You can go to the link down below, get all your questions answered. And by the way, I do have a sales assistant that can help you. It's an AI bot that's there to answer questions prior to reaching out to me. Again, I'm Howard Martell, a U.S. Navy service disabled, small disadvantaged business owner, and we're just going to do an incredible review of some of the nuggets I've learned so far. I'm halfway through the book. Chapter 17, Don't Quit. A little synopsis. This is about a journey of an individual who was having lots of failures in his life, and that including the relationship with a girlfriend, his possible fiance, and how she was always encouraging him, but then he'd let himself down. And then, of course, life gets the best of you. So it's called Don't Quit, is chapter 17. As he walked into the corridor, Greg's mind raced once again as he's putting away his notepad. He literally bumped into the man outside the door, spilling a bit of stranger's coffee. "Excuse me," the startled guest said in a humorous tone, seemingly unfazed by the incident. "My fault. I should have been watching where you were walking. Are you enjoying the event?" Greg smiled at the comment and said, "Actually, I'm going to miss it. I just came today to speak with the keynote speaker before he went on. You should stay. The next guy is really good. He speaks on the power of direct selling, relationship marketing, evangelistic marketing, as we call it." The man responded as he straightened his tie from the earlier collision. He does program based on realizing success by helping others achieve their dreams. And that's what truly, when you're in business for yourself, you are there and you are providing information like a tour guide. I truly believe that. And you have to humble yourself, because if people are coming to you because you have a solution to their problem, that's where the direct selling model can make an astronomical amount of not only blessings in your life, but also the income portion, unlimited income, if you're willing to work at it. And if you're great with sales, guess what? You understand the art of the deal. Somebody wrote that book, didn't they? That's great, but that wouldn't be for me. I don't like those multi-level marketing schemes. I hear this all the time. This is one of the best models at a low price point to create that residual wealth, that legacy income, as we've talked about in the past on my other channels. "I hear you," the stranger replied. The same thing myself. That was, of course, until I met the right group and got involved. This business has totally changed my life. "Really?" queried Greg. "Yes, absolutely. Look, direct sales and network marketing may not be for everybody. They are, however, a very positive driving force in our country and around the globe." So true. "What do you think is the more powerful in being pitched something on TV, or having something you know and trust recommend a product or service?" And that's all I'm doing, recommending through my testimonies. You see the videos. You see the transformation. "Yes, absolutely. As I said before, naturally a friend, I suppose." Well, there you go. It's that easy. Imagine being paid every time you recommend a book, a movie, or anything else that you enjoy. That's what we do. We just recommend products to people, and they, as the consumer, will understand the process, that they're going to take their wallet, their credit card out and say, "Yes, I believe in what this product could potentially do for my body." Okay? Each person is different when they start taking our PFP challenge, which I discussed before. "I'd be a millionaire," Greg laughed. "Many people in this organization are just that. They have become successful simply by helping others achieve what is important to them. They get compensated by sharing their excitement about their product or service. That's what I do. Then when the person they just told shares it with someone else, that's called referral marketing, they again receive compensation for being the catalyst that started the buzz. This is what they call residual income, sharing something once and then getting paid for it over and over and over again. The bonus is that you mentored by the person who brought you into the business, and then they have the opportunity to pass it on by becoming the mentor to the people you bring into the business. We have that collectively, as you see on my sleeve here at R3G. I had an earlier video in my YouTube channel that you can see too that talks about that and celebrating what we do as a collective team, as a synergized organism. We are here to help you reach your potential, but we can't get you up early in the morning like Howard does and grinds. See, that was instilled in me when I joined the military age in my junior year, 1991. The Navy brochure came and I wanted to get out of Connecticut, where I'm from. And I wanted to do something with my life. So I decided, what the heck, didn't want to be in a foxhole, didn't want to be in the Army, didn't want to Marines, didn't think about the Air Force, but then the Navy came calling. I'm like, hey, go travel the world and serve your country. Ended up being a 20-year, 10-day career, and I retired from that. Very happy that I did it. I got these incredible leaders, and they instilled in me the can-do attitude. I used to be shy. People can attest to that in high school and other things, but I broke out of that shyness once they transformed me when I was in the boot camp. When I left in August, came back home twice. First, after boot camp, after graduating from it successfully, a changed person, a changed man. And then the industry came into being in the early 90s, where I started being mentored by other people and groomed by other people. And I'm not saying groomed in a bad way. I'm saying groomed in a good way, teaching me their expertise as mentorees. And I still have friendships. The people that have set up my Acai Elite Plus website, I've known him for 30 plus years, Marvin Drobes, digital marketing at Earning Coach and Marketing. So shout out to him too. No, really, the man said, the positive change in my life is amazing. It's hard to imagine that I make a great living by helping others do the same. The best part, however, is the feeling I get by making a difference. While so many people out there only focus on what's in it for them, my company makes a point to apply the Zig Ziglar philosophy. You get what you want, help enough other people get what they want first. That is my mantra too. Truly believe that. In a sincere gesture, Greg thanked the stranger for the enlightenment as they shook hands and parted ways. It was something he had not expected. For the first time, he saw the direct sales industry from a different perspective. His mind was, as usual, in overdrive. It was rather funny, actually, because he was attempting to do the same thing himself, just in a different medium. Write a book, then get paid for sharing it with others. And then once they shared it with someone else, he would be compensated again for the additional book sales, right? It's the same thing in my business. What a great way to do business, he whispered aloud at the epiphany as he slid into another cab on his way to his next appointment. Thinking to help others, his mind automatically shifted to David with his cell phone stuck in his ear. Greg was pleased that David answered on the second ring. What's happening, bro? It's another day, a good day to be sober, good day to be alive. How about you? Greg still could not get over the change in David. As a kid, his adopted brother had been the one to instigate games and challenges, the first to ask girls out on a date, the first to join the debate team, the one who got the higher marks in all his classes, a leader, not a follower. Over the past several years, he has seemed to fade in the background due to his addiction to booze. The addiction had been subtle at first, but then more overt, until it was definitely a factor in his life. Greg had come to hate what alcohol had done to David, then to reprise David for letting it take over his life. Now, for just the tone of voice that came over the cell phone, since David had been on rehab and working to stay sober since his relapse, it was so different as to constitute a miracle. Greg found himself saying a silent prayer, thanks for this incredible phenomenon. David told him about the people he was meeting in recovery, other alcoholics and addicts like himself, who had found a new way of life, who were determined not to let this second chance, or in some chances, third or fourth chances, slip through their fingers. These days, David and Greg packed more into their conversation in just a few minutes than they'd had in years of not talking about problems that had come between them. They both knew that the road would still have plenty of boulders in it, but hopefully David now had new skills and new friends to help him better choose along the way. I've got to run to a meeting, David said with a genuine enthusiasm. I get there early to set up chairs. Somebody told me that simple things like that make it the difference. After all, somebody had to put out the chair for me before I showed up at my first meeting, and it didn't just happen. No, it didn't just happen, Greg agreed. If only his brother could see the smile that was lighting up his face right now in the back seat of his taxi cab. So that was chapter 17. And I've got some other nuggets that I found. Just got to find them. So just be. And this is just an encouraging book. I'm going to tell you this. Okay. Chapter 14. So bear with me. I'm just on my other computer getting ready for my next income stream coming up. And at the top of the hour, I'm just waiting for that to come up. Let me turn on this. Bear with me. I'm going to cover this. Attitude, chapter 14. Here's the quote from Napoleon Hill. Do not expect troubles, as they have a tendency not to disappoint. The interview with Joe Dudley and Dave Slip kicked Greg into action. He had enough of the negativity that seeped into his consciousness. He was committed to making this book a reality. He was even more convinced that it would be a bestseller, and now it seemed that other people had begun to think so too. Taking all the messages from his encounters, he had created a theme that would surely make the book a huge success. It wasn't long until he and his agent meeting set with the largest publishing firm in New York City, the very same ones they had turned him away before. Flying to the East Coast was the event itself, but it was 1 p.m. summit that held his interest. Pulling up in front of the Madison Square Garden, he quickly realized that he would be meeting representatives of one of the most prestigious publishing firms in history. Okay? And they constitute a heart which began to race. Another large conference room sat the head of the publicity department, the director of graphic designs, and the vice president of acquisitions. So just bear with me. Just taking a quick pause. During the meeting, he described the way, here we go, around the large conference table sat the head of the publicity department, the director of graphic designs, and the vice president of new acquisitions. What an incredible experience. Finally, Greg felt was about to get his big break. During the meeting, he described the way the book would flow, suggested ideas for covers, discussed the concepts he had for effective distribution. Everyone seemed to love the project. Walking on the meeting, Marge, his agent, put her arm around his shoulder and said, "Get ready for something big." Greg was thrilled. Everything was finally going his way. Sleeping that it was impossible. His mind was racing, imagining the amount of advance that he was about to get. That's the way I felt before the PFP came in, okay? Because from our testimony from our owner, it changed his life. It saved his life. And see, that's a heck of a testimony when it comes to people understanding truly what it is to be a brand ambassador or a person who has been helped by the masses and stuff, right? So as we continue on, early the next day, the phone rang in the room. "This is Marge. We got an offer." Excited beyond belief, Greg sprang to his feet. "What is it?" "Actually, it surprised me," she said in a quiet tone. "I haven't seen an offer this low in years. It's almost an embarrassment, or could it be even a typo?" Feeling like the air has been sucked from his lungs, Greg asked, "What's our next step?" "Well, I already called and left a message to see if this was a mistake. I'll give you a buzz when I hear back. Sorry, I just thought you wanted to know." The new authors sat quietly for seemed like hours and replaying the meeting from the day before and going over every word that was spoken around the conference table. Nothing fit. Everyone in the room had acted genuinely interested, the energy being simmering, and the feedback totally supported his interpretation. How on earth could these people not jump all over this project like this? And that's the way I feel sometimes in business, because some people just don't get the vision. We in America have so much to be thankful for, but we have so much poverty, and people can pick up their bootstraps and understand that you in the network marketing, direct mailing sale, if you have the right product and you have the right team and you just take the bull by the horns and you have a specific why, the why factor for me is helping people. I make an incredible income between all my military pension, being a 100% total and permanent disabled vet, and working in a six-figure career. But is that what I want to do? No, I want to have this as my full-time income. It's going to take time. It's going to take effort. I've been at this for 30 plus years, people, and I'm still at it because the benefits outweigh the pros, outweigh the cons. Every single year, I'm reducing my taxes typically from the upper 20% legally and ethically, using what I learned over the last 3 years. And it's usually 8 or 9% after that at the end of the year. The perks, I am able to be a good steward. And so much more. So make an executive decision. So hold on a second. Let me do this. Bear with me. All right, there we go. Making an executive decision, decided not to call anyone with the news until he had more information to this offer. Reaching for the book he was pitching to the publisher, he began reading the words of his own manuscript, reflecting on what all these people had gone through before they had found or rather made their success. He was once again reminded of the similarities between his own struggles and those he was writing about. It was as if the story was being written not so much by him as for him. Filled with a new sense of commitment and enthusiasm, he regained his composure, took a shower, put on his favorite shirt, remembered something that was one of the interviewees had told him long ago. If you want something to change, then change the way you look at it. Stop trying to blame everybody else and try to get a handout. Pick your bootstraps up and understand failure is great in a business, but understand never quit on the vision of helping others. If you help enough people get what they want, you'll get what you want. It's the same thing in my ministry. My ministry is the business. The business is the ministry. It was taken from a recent meeting with a gentleman named Bob Proctor. Look him up. Founder of the personal coaching empire called Life Success. Proctor had shared an incredible story of overcoming adversity. He said that when he finally completed his own first book, he had left it in the back of the taxi cab without his own name, address, or many contact information. When he told this to his wife, she was surprised at his calm demeanor. She asked, "Why? Aren't you upset?" His response was what Greg recommended. It probably wasn't that good. Then Proctor had set out to rewrite books from scratch and ended up with an international bestseller. Then Proctor had set out, when people would have given up and given into emotional disappointment, he instead chose to look at the situation from a completely optimistic viewpoint and to rewrite the book with a fresh perspective, stating that the loss of the original manuscript was a blessing in disguise. Proctor also told Greg there was one additional little piece of wisdom I believe in and live by. It is this: your day and attitude are determined by the first 5 minutes you wake up. Looking at the notebook, Greg realized that he had never recorded that idea, so he jotted it down. Your first 5 minutes dictate your day. Applying your simple truth, Greg instantly switched from feeling like a failure to realizing that he was far from failure. In fact, one of the largest publishing houses in the world wanted to release his book. It was just a surprisingly low offer for an instant advance against royalties. He had to admit that it was probably low based on his lack of any track record as an author. The reason the agent had been so impressed was most likely she had expected the book to be a hit, resulting in a big paycheck up front. See what people get out of it. Greg transformed his disappointment to a gratitude that he had just received his first ever offer to become a publisher writer. Calling everyone he knew, he shared the great news while explaining the emotional roller coaster he was on and asking for guidance, or as John Buckland called it, counsel on what his next step should be. Congratulations, Buckland said. Now that you have your confidence back, you know at least there's one publisher that wants the book. I challenge you to keep going and to understand that this is just part of the process. Thank you, Mr. B, replied the apprentice. The way I see it, and I keep telling myself that if everything came too easy, I probably wouldn't appreciate it as much. And that is the military mindset. Failure is not an option. It is your brother and sister, or your comrades, that you are there to make sure they come home to their families, right? It's the same thing in business. We are on this journey together. We transfer our energy to each other. We uplift each other. We counsel each other. We provide mentorship for each other. We learn from each other. And you learn from successful people who've been through it, right? And that's what I have at my team, is an incredible leadership team, from Mr. Bob Champion, from the person who brought me in, Donna Day, from my good friend Duke White, of course, is part of our team. And we've got our Good View TV network, which is a 24 streaming network that's on your major apps. I have my own channel called The Home Profit Coach. See, Howard believes in something, and then he goes 100% plus into that. And every day he wakes up with a purpose, with a vision to help others, providing solutions. The perfect food for the perfect body is that solution, people. And we have a challenge for you. That's right. We have a challenge for you. If you go down to the Asai Elite Plus, that website right there, put it into your browser, go look up about PFP and all the benefits, and who our brand ambassador, Kevin Zorba, from Hercules fame. And you'll see what this company, a one-year company, we're expanding into Europe next year in 2025. Mexico, we're in the United States and Canada right now. So you see, we got 38 countries in Europe, and I've got a ton of leads that are from that area that would love to be able to transform their health, create wealth, and join the Home Profit Coach and enjoy this incredible benefit of working as a private member business community. We're a community of not only believers, but we're a community of people all across different genres, different niche markets, and so much more. So, with a renewed sense of vigor, Greg set course to continue this project, humbly asked his agent to decline the initial offer, knowing that something better was out there. Even though by now the few months Greg had given himself to complete the book had slipped away many times over, his dream was still very much alive. Reflecting the situation and flipping through his notepad, he stumbled across a name that he almost forgot. David M. Corbin, an award-winning inventor, speaker, and creator of the process called Illuminate. He recalled a story Corbin had shared about working with a group of eye care professionals. Although the doctor knew that their clients needed quality eyeglasses, they also admitted that they were much better doctors than salespeople. What Corbin did was simply point out, illuminate, that they are in collective state of denial. These customers needed their glasses and someone had to sell them to them. Corbin showed the doctors that instead of focusing on being peddlers, they should shift their attention towards problem solving. In this case, they should develop a new attitude that they were being of service, assisting their patient to buy what they needed to enhance their lifestyle. I do the same thing too. 7 out of 10 people are not healthy weight-wise, right? And if we can change that with the perfect food for the perfect body, that means that we have blessed so many people in their weight loss journey and all the other 10 and 1 things that this incredible product does. As I said, I'm on day 7 of it. I've already seen weight loss. I've lost an additional 2 more pounds. So I started at 176. So I lost, 2 more pounds. So you do the math. Talk about changing the way you look at something. Greg thought when flipping through the notes he took from his meeting with Corbin, actuate the positive and illuminate the negative, right? Like the old Johnny Mercy song with a twist, although Corbin was a huge believer in maintaining a positive mental attitude, which is called PMA, he also understands the power of placing appropriate attention on the areas that need some work. Understand that if you're in marketing or sales or whatever, you're continually adjusting to the market. You're adjusting to the consumer. And if there's an ability for you to use technology, I use social IA, artificial intelligence. I have a sales bot. I'm going to have a voice bot. And see, because I work outside the home, like most people, we start a part-time business and then have that part-time business replace all your income. That's your job. I'm already earning 6 figures. But what I want to do is help more people, show them that they can accomplish it too and do beyond me. And then what happens is then they tell their friends and their friends tell their friends. The excitement goes on. And then when this PFP starts hitting people's doorsteps, that's where the transformations happen. That's why we have our challenge going on that I've talked about. Ken Blanchard and I've been working on a new book, Jones said, and while we were comparing notes, something hit me. You have pure magic in your hands, a great story with an incredible wisdom from incredibly successful people. Yet there's one thing you're still missing. There's only silence from Greg's side of the phone in anticipation of his own illumination. You need some help with writing. You are a nice young man and everything, but even Ken and I get outside help in doing this. Point is, this project has become bigger than just you, and more importantly, you now owe it to your people you have interviewed to get assistance in sharing their stories in the best light possible. Jones continued, I want you to consider finding a co-author who can help you make this book the best it can be. Do it for Napoleon Hill Foundation. Do it for people you have interviewed. Do it for yourself. That's all that's missing. He finished with this. As you know, I believe that the greatest element of success is faith, and I want you to understand that I have faith that you will do the right thing. No pressure, Greg said to himself, knowing that he'd just been given a kick in the pants and told what may have been the final missing puzzle piece that he was seeking. I guess you are ready to illuminate something. You also have to be strong enough to accept it, he mused. This was something he was eager to share with Mom. Now, people, that was incredible knowledge there. All right. The challenge is here, people. The challenge is here. So let me show you what the challenge is all about. Let me get my page out and present real quick, and then we'll conclude. Start your weight loss journey today. Okay, so let's get out of here. Let's get out of here. Let's get out of here. As you can see there, this is our challenge, right? Let's go here to this. And you see, these are all the testimonies. We just started this November 7th, right? All right. So there's my testimony here. Congratulations on your progress, Howard, service disabled veteran. Your dedication to health and wellness journey is truly inspiring. Here's a summary of the amazing results. Day 6, PFPB journey highlights. Cardio, strength, resistance, training, 460 minutes of seeing weekly recommendations. Sleep, consistently sleeping over 5 hours and waking up fewer times during the night. Heart health activities, 365 minutes, surpassing the weekly recommendation of 150 minutes. Distance, over 25 miles covered. Steps, impressive 48,000 steps taken. From your hard work and commitment to your health are paying off. Keep pushing forward and remember to listen to the body and pace yourself to avoid exacerbating your pain. You got this. Keep shining and here to support you every step of the way. Okay? Let's go here to this. And what I wanted to do is just show you, this is our challenge, right? And here's the rules. I'm not going to go over the rules. Your key here, here's the challenge. I have a link that I can share out with people. I've done that in a prior video. All you got to do is ask for it, or you can go on to my prior channel, or I can show you and stuff like that. So let me do this. Let's go to Facebook. Boom. Let's go to share. Let's share this tab instead. Now you can see this. Just wait. I'm creating the post. There we go. Okay. So if you come over here like this, let's go here to this course. You got to see which one it is. Add to the stage, of course. View in Facebook. Here we go. All right. So it's coming up. Just be patient. These are all the things. There we go. There's the PFP challenge right here. This link right here is what you need to go to. Where it says, if you go at Howard Martell on Facebook, you go to that C4th PFP challenge. That referral ID is my ID. That gives me credit in any shopper or distributor or premium member or business builder. These are different terms we have. We're taking the Amazon and commission model and we're flipping on its head where we're giving you the power back, right? So that's what it's about. So let's go. Stop sharing. With that being said, take care. I hope you enjoyed this reading. Definitely get that book. If you want to know where to get that book from, you can get it from Amazon, but you also can buy it through our New Age ministry. I've done some videos on that. Take care, and I'm looking forward to all the positive feedback, and I'm looking forward to helping you transform your body. Take care.